Hibernian have offered him the job. Sir David has accepted the job but is still not been officially made manager of the club. One could argue it's a grey area. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Nice wee crappy pun there to start the video, but yes, Sir David Gray is all but confirmed as the Hibernian manager. Hibs decided to offer him the job. He accepted the job, and it's now just a matter of time before he is known as the official manager of Hibernian. And right now, he is currently in his fourth caretaker spell at the club in just 3 years. And I think that sums up Hibs. I think that shows you the kind of shit show that you have going on at Hibs, that David Gray, in the space of 3 years, has had 4 caretaker spells as manager. That is pretty embarrassing. Will this be his last caretaker spell? I mean, it might be. There's a good chance that he'll be sacked within a year, and then that will be him out the club. Now, I guess maybe unlike some other people at Hibs, he could potentially just step down rather than leave the club altogether. Who's to say it's going to be a failure? Maybe Sir David Gray will go on. Maybe he will actually be the best Hibs manager that they've had in a long time. Maybe since Neil Lennon. But the guy doesn't have much experience, and it's just not a very optimistic signing, in my opinion. An appointment for Hibs. You want them to actually show some ambition, and I'm just not sure that this appointment shows that. Now, you could argue that Hibs have showed ambition recently with some of their appointments, especially Nick Montgomery, who was coming in. He was highly thought of, playing good, attractive football, was supposed to be the next Ange Postecoglou, and that didn't work out for Hibernian. So maybe they're trying something different. But if I was a Hibs fan, I would struggle to get excited over the appointment of Sir David Gray. No offence to the guy. Like I said, he's been a Hibs loyal now for a long time. He was part of that Scottish Cup winning side. The Hibs fans love him. There's no doubt about that. He loves the club. Doesn't necessarily mean he's the right man to manage Hibs though and take them forward. And if we look at Sir David Gray, like I said, this is his 4th caretaker run as the Hibernian manager. He has played 12 games as the caretaker manager. He's won 5, he's drew 3, and he's lost 4, which gives him a win percentage of 41.67. Now look, that is not bad, but it's not exactly great. And also, caretaker managers, I don't think he's had 12, maybe if he had 12 games in the one run, then you could maybe look at it a bit more and dissect it and possibly judge him as a manager. But when you consider that those 12 games have came over 4 different periods, can we really give Sir David Gray that much credit? A lot of the times the players instantly react when the manager goes, and then maybe they've been holding back, maybe they've been down in tools, and you do tend to get better performances. So I'm not sure that we can really, look into this and take too much from this decent record that Sir David Gray has as the caretaker manager. So from the 9th of December 2021 to the 20th of December 2021, he played 3 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat. So there you go, 33%. He scored 3 goals, conceded 3 goals. So, I mean, bang average, okay, right in the middle. 19th April 2022 to the 19th of May 2022, he played 5 games as manager. He won 2, he drew 1, and he lost 2. Scored 7, conceded 5. That's a little bit better, 40% win-loss ratio. Win ratio, and +2 in the goal difference. From the 27th of August to the 11th of September, he played 2 games, 1 win, 1 defeat, 2 goals scored, 3 goals conceded, -1 goal difference, 50% win record. And then his recent run as caretaker boss, he's played 2 games, unbeaten. This is the only caretaker spell that he is currently unbeaten during in competitive games, with 1 win and 1 draw, scored 4, conceded 1, +3 goal difference, and another 50% win ratio. Keep in mind though, this caretaker spell was the last 2 games of the season, and it was games in the bottom 6. So Hibernian were playing, the lower teams in the league. So that's worth taking a note of as well. So yeah, look, Sir David Gray, good player for Hibs. he's a Hibs man. There's no doubt about that. I just think he'd be better suited in the role that he's got. Maybe even bring him up, maybe give him an assistant manager role, but I'm just not sure that throwing him in to the manager role is going to work. But we've seen that Malky Mackay get brought in. Was this Hibs' plan? Did they plan on bringing in Malky Mackay, someone with experience, as that director of football role? And were they always going to bring in Sir David Gray? Were they always going to give him the opportunity, the chance to come in, manage Hibs, but work under the more experienced Malky Mackay? I think that's what this could be set up to do, because more experienced managers just won't want to come in and work under a director of football. They want to make their own stamp on the club. They want to bring in their own players, and it doesn't look like Hibernian are set up that way. They brought in Malky Mackay, and it looks like he could be essentially the main man at Hibs, with David Gray almost playing second fiddle in more of a coaching role. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think this will end in disaster. We'll see. I'd be surprised if David Gray sees out the end of next season, but who knows? Give him a chance. He hasn't really failed yet. I mean, he's done okay in his 4 caretaker spell, so I can't turn around and say that he's going to be a failure. But do I see him bringing success? No. And do I see this Hibernian trend continuing, where managers just really fail to last any period of time? I mean, I would say so. Since Neil Lennon left on January 23rd, 2019, it's been downhill massively for Hibs, and they need to sort it out, because they just cannot seem to keep a manager for any length of period. Maloney, Johnson, Montgomery, all of them just barely lasting a year. I mean, fucking Sean Maloney, he lasted about 5 months. So yeah, it's been very, very poor. We'll see what happens, and yeah, guys, catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.